Hello my friends, welcome back. Today I have for you special video in POV, and especially for those who can decide in which way you want to start with knife throwing, because there's like mostly three ways. You can go and practice instinctive knife throwing, you can be like competition knife thrower, or maybe you can just film videos and doing some trick shots. So today we're gonna walk through this forest, and in one take I will try to explain you everything, alright? So let's get started. So maybe first we can talk about my favorite, and that is instinctive knife throwing. Instinctive knife throwing means that you can throw any technique, guys. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be no spin, half spin, you can just go towards the target and stick it, and you just feel the distance, you know. It can be like really from the super close, or you can go like even way further and just stick it. So the instinctive knife throwing have many advantages compared to the other styles, and the first one is you don't have to throw from the market distances like on the competition. That means you can be so versatile. You can be really moving and throwing, really no problem. That's really difficult with competition knife throwing, because like I said, for these you need the setup distances, and many people don't have that option to have several setup distances. You can see even here in the forest, we kinda difficult to set it up, and maybe some other people can destroy it, for example. So if you have your own property, of course you can easily training for the competition distances. And the other technique for the competition would be mainly full spin, because that one is more consistent, and when you're gonna figure it out your sweet spot, which is usually around 3 meters, the rotation it's about once. It was a little bit over rotated. There you go. So one spin rotation about 3 meters. Of course, like I said, for the instinctive throwing you can pick also the house spin throwing. It doesn't have to be everything with a no spin. So if you want to move with a house spin throwing, you have to adjust where you're gonna hold it on the blade. So for example, right here you're gonna spin it faster, medium spin, and slower from the longer distances. So even like here, very close, you can do it. You see? So that's gonna be one way for the instinctive. And always be careful, you see guys, in the forest I just missed it like from very close distance, and maybe I lost it, but I will find it later for sure. So this is one disadvantage of instinctive throwing, that if you're gonna be throwing in unknown place where you've never been before, you have to be always careful where your knives are landing, especially when you're gonna be throwing from longer distances. But personally I really love to throw in unknown spaces, but just be sure that you always throwing on the dead tree, all right? And like I said, my favorite technique for instinctive throwing is definitely the no spin. So holding it like this. If you want to see more advanced tutorials, definitely check out my full videos. And the second one for the instinctive throwing is the military house spin, like this. Okay? Perfect. And since we talk about all the techniques for the competition throwing, I'm using, you see, the full spin, or you can even throw like a 1.5 spin, but that would be almost the same grip. All right, so like this. You see, all techniques, you have to be always careful. Like you can see, like this one under rotated, this one over rotated. This is perfect. Okay, so you have all three examples. So like I said guys, these are the best way for the competition throwing, also for the instinctive. But there is also third way, and that's just the trick shots. For the trick shots you can do basically anything what's on your mind. You can be sticking the cans, running crazy around the forest, you know, making some videos, stuff like that. So trick shots are a lot of fun. Just be careful. It's better, guys, to be very good and consistent on many distances rather just doing like some type of fancy trick shots. Because if you're gonna go down like the rabbit hole and just be making the videos and try to please somebody, eventually you will struggle also like with your skills. So keep that in mind. It's just better to have a lot of fun than just make it like for the video. But like if you like don't care about the progress, of course you can do whatever you want. So my personally favorite is definitely the instinctive way. And as you can see, it's really not that easy throwing randomly like this in the forest. But for me personally, it's the most fun, most challenging, and definitely most rewarding for me, rather just doing the simple trick shot. So if I could summarize it, you can, guys, go all three ways. You can even try first like throwing from the setup distances, because that's so much easier to handle from the beginning. After, when you will get more comfortable, you can start doing some difficult trick shots, you know, stuff like that, instinctive throwing. And when you're gonna feel really comfortable, that you feel that you have proper skills, you can even go on the competition. You don't have to worry at all. Maybe you will even find some really cool friends, and you can try it with this way. All right, so I'm not against any of these ways that I was explaining today, because I believe that each way is a lot of fun. Instinctive throwing, competition throwing, and of course the trick shots. Everything is so much fun. All right, guys, so let me know in the comment section below which way you are preferring, which way you're gonna start. And also, if you want to support the channel, there's going to be a link for these flying dragon throwing knives. All right, but for today that's it. So thank you, buddy, for watching. Share, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.